Hello, Guilford College Bryan Series subscribers, Legacy Society members, and sponsors. It's a pleasure to spend a few minutes today with Pat Mitchell, who will be moderating our event on February 2nd with Sally Field. Pat, Happy New Year, and thank you for working with us.
Well, thank you, Ty. Truly, it's an honor to work with the college and with you and this community and to be reunited with my friend Sally.
Tell us a little bit about how you all got acquainted and how that relationship, that friendship has gone over the years.
Well, as Sally would probably say, let's don't say exactly when we met, but let's just say it was quite some time ago. We were connected by a mutual woman friend who happened to be Sally's PR agent at the time and was someone that I knew well and was spending time with. And she said, "You have to meet my client, Sally Field." And of course, I was delighted to have that opportunity. And when we met, we realized we shared not only history, which is pretty clear in our biographies, our memoirs, that is, that much of our journey had intersectional points, but that we also shared a passion and an advocacy for working to end violence against women around the world and to empower women in their communities. So that's work that we've shared for more than 20 years.
Pat, you were the first woman president of PBS, of CNN Productions, and the Paley Center for Media, and you co-founded TED Women. What's on your plate now?
I'm very privileged to have been in those positions you mentioned, Ty, because in each one there was an opportunity to break barriers for women and other vulnerable and often marginalized communities. So I look at each of those as an opportunity I had to make a difference somewhere. So I'm continuing my commitment to doing that, to elevating the voices of women in media, to elevating our stories and ideas, which is how TED Women came to be. And last year, with the Rockefeller Foundation, I brought together a group of women leaders in business, government, social enterprises, education, nonprofit institutions, to come together and share learning, share experiences, and do some collective problem solving on some of the world's most urgent threats: climate, food insecurity, global health, which is so much at the forefront of our minds these days. So we call ourselves the Connected Women Leaders Initiative, and we're continuing these forums and this problem solving together. So I'd have to say that that's a priority, along with my continuing chairmanship of the Sundance Institute, which is very close and dear to my heart for many, many years, and the Women's Media Center, which is, again, continuing an effort to bring more women's stories forward, which you're doing by having Sally on this program.
And in 2019, Pat, you wrote Becoming a Dangerous Woman, uh, remarkable stories of women leaders, including at least one former Bryan Series speaker, Mary Robinson, former president of Ireland. What inspired you to write the book?
Well, I found that my young grandchildren were asking me questions like, "Did you used to be on television?" And "What did you do before you were doing what you do now?" And as I began to answer those questions, and as I got a certain set of questions over and over again from women that I mentor, and mentoring is a very important part of my life and always has been, I thought, well, I'll just write down my experiences as a way of sort of scaled mentoring, if you will, and also include some of my life's journey so that my children and grandchildren will have this story to keep. So it started that way. And then over the 5 years in which I was writing, down my life's journey, I began to think how many other women's journeys had inspired me and how I wanted to know more about them. So I interspersed my story in the book with the stories or with interviews with other women, 14 other women I admire greatly from different parts of the world and work, about how they would describe their journey to becoming dangerous. And if I might just say a word about that Becoming Dangerous title,
Sure.
it wasn't my original choice, but we are living in somewhat dangerous and fragile times and have been for some time now. And when I felt a call to action to other women to step up, speak up, stand up, and show up. And that's really what I mean by becoming dangerous, being willing to take the risk that are involved when you make a decision that you want to make a difference.
Well, Pat, that's fantastic. And we look forward to having you in the Bryan series on February 2nd with Sally Field. It's going to be a great evening. And I want to thank you for joining us. And we'll see you real soon.
Thank you very much. I look forward to elevating Sally's stories even more with you and your community.
We do too. Thank you, Pat.
Thanks.